So at that time, you didn't have any experience in coding.
None.
So guys, don't let anyone talk you down. He learned how to code. He learned HTML, CSS, everything, and built Facebook clone in 1 week. So you too, you can do it. Thank you for joining Elevate with Miranda. I'm excited to have you all here watching with me. And today, I'm taking you right away to Southern Africa. And we are all about starting business in Zambia. Today, we have a very special guest from Zambia. And he's no other than Justin Imasiku. He's here to share with us from his world of experiences what it takes to start a business in Zambia. As you all know, Zambia has a very rich and attractive ecosystem when it comes to tech, and they are still very fresh. So the government is very open to foreigners investing in the Republic of Zambia. So he has a lot to share with us. Just stay with us as we get started. Thank you so much for joining us, Justin.
Thank you for inviting me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. To get started, I'd just like to share with our audience, just give us a brief who Justin is, what you're doing right now, the things you like, just a bit about you.
All right, thank you so much. So my name is Justin Imasiku, commonly known as Iceberg. I am an innovator, an entrepreneur, and I'm a software engineer. So currently I found a company called NicetyFarm Technologies back home in Zambia. And I'm also currently here at NIST, which is a software entrepreneurship school, to come and upskill my skills in software entrepreneurship.
Oh, thank you. I like you said he's an innovator. Did you hear that? And he's a second-time founder. Looking at your profile, I'm so impressed because I see you've been so much into tech, into entrepreneurship. You started the first company, the second one, you're into software development. I think you went to Microverse, you studied with Microverse. Yeah. So what led you down that path in tech entrepreneurship? What is that passion into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I think funny thing, I come from an entrepreneurship background. My parents, so my dad, since childhood, I think he had a poultry business. My mom was dealing into retail as well. My dad also owns some real estate properties. So I think growing up, I also had that mindset of being an entrepreneur. But I remember during high school, I was telling myself to say, I want to have a company when I grow up, I think when I'm done with school. Then, funny thing, after I was done with school, so because in high school, I was part of a club called JETS. So JETS is kind of like junior engineers, technicians, and scientists. So it's kind of like where you're junior engineers, you're innovating, you are creating new products. Then when I finished school, I wanted to build something. Like I realized to say most of the smartphones we have in Africa actually, we import them from outside. So I was telling myself to say, I want to build a company that will be manufacturing electronic devices, smartphones, computers. But then like it was just something on my mind. Then at some point I met this guy. He was a friend. Funny thing, he said he knew how to code. So I was telling him to say, I also want to start learning how to code. He was like, no, you can't learn, you. I was like, okay. So we gave ourselves a challenge to say, let's build Facebook, right?
Oh.
So I told him to say, okay, give me 2 weeks. I'll go and learn and build Facebook. Then he told me to say, you actually build it in 2 days.
Oh.
So that gave me like a lot of pressure. I went back home, started learning HTML and CSS, then, basic languages. And I started building a Facebook clone, and I did it, I think within 1 week I was done.
Wow.
Only to come back to him and found out that actually he knew nothing, right? So for me, I think that was my start of my software entrepreneurship and software development journey. And I think since then I joined Microverse. That's where I actually improved my skills and became...
So at that time, you didn't have any experience in coding.
None.
So guys, don't let anyone talk you down. He learned how to code, he learned HTML, CSS, everything, and built Facebook clone in 1 week. So you too, you can do it. This is so inspiring.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about Zambia.
Yep.
So that's the reason why we are here. So what is special about the Zambian tech ecosystem? Is that what is that one thing, the advantage of doing business in Zambia for you?
Yeah, so I think for me right now, Zambia is like a fresh field for tech entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
So we don't really have like a lot of tech entrepreneurs. I think recently with the new government, this is when the Ministry of Technology and Science was introduced. So when it comes to technology, we're a little bit behind.
Okay.
And you find that actually there are no competitors. So the key players that we have, they're just the same. These are tech companies you have in Zambia. And hence, if you really follow the right process and you have a software business, you have more advantage to start in Zambia.
Okay. So do you think that the fact that Zambia is still behind in technology, you think it's an advantage?
Definitely, it is
Okay.
an advantage.
But what about like, do you think will it be able to compete with global players? Do you think it's open for competition, knowing that it's still behind? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think we can compete with global players. Like, I mean, for example, we have one of our companies back home called Lupia. Recently, these guys have been competing with some global players. They've been raising a lot of money. They've expanded to new markets in the Southern Africa. Yeah, and I think they're doing the most.
Oh.
And yeah, if you're able to do the right thing, build, find product market fit, I think it's easy to actually compete with others.
Okay. And the government, okay, before we even talk about that, how is the economy, like, how do they respond to foreigners? Like, for me, I'm not a Zambian. If I want to start a business in Zambia, how would they easily open their arms to me, or would they be responsive? What do you think?
Funny thing, I think there's this one thing I've noticed in most African countries where people are more coming to like foreigners than
Oh, really?
their own people. So there's kind of like that also part in Zambia. Part of it is also in Zambia.
Okay.
So definitely. But again, it goes back to value. What value are you providing? So if you go there, you've got value, you've got a product that people need, definitely you get the market.
And are there like any requirements? Is it the same for me, like a foreigner? Will the procedures be the same starting a business in Zambia as you, a local?
Yeah, so the process is the same. The requirements are a little bit different. That's why, like, I think the fees, if you want to open a company as a foreigner, they're a little bit higher for a foreigner. And probably some documentation that you have to provide as well, submit different. But the amount of time to take, the process that you have to go through is just the same.
Okay. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel. So now looking ahead, what are your thoughts on the future of Zambia's tech ecosystem? Do you see it more attractive to foreigners, or do you see that in the upcoming years there'll be more closed up? What are your thoughts on the future?
Is it attractive to foreigners? I guess so.
I mean, like, do you see some threats ahead, or are there like some benefits that are hidden that we cannot see right now?
I think I'm seeing a number of foreigners moving to Zambia, especially Nigerians. I think there's something they've noticed there. Especially that they end a lot of players, like even like global players that are in Zambia already. So I think it's something that when people realize that, you say Zambia is an ecosystem that is supportive for entrepreneurs right now. A lot of people will go there.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if you were to ask me today to say, where would you want to start a business right now? I would definitely tell you, I'm going straight to Zambia. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of grants and funding opportunities also that the government has put in place, a number of organizations have put in place. And this is because they want to bring a lot of entrepreneurs in the country.
Okay. But for other countries, I used to, like, when I go through different requirements, most often it's usually required to have maybe like a Zambian or a local person in your founding team. Is it the same for Zambia? Do I need to have maybe a Zambian person in my team in order to establish a business in Zambia?
Not really. So you have an advantage when you have a Zambian.
Okay.
But you can actually register a business when you're not fully Zambian. Yeah.
That is interesting. That is interesting. Okay, this is so good. I'm looking forward to starting in Zambia, of course. Now let's go again to your experiences, right? You started the first company, this is your second company, and I know you have experiences in software development. By the way, he's a very good front-end developer, and I know you do a bit of back-end. So if you need any person to work that next big project, Justin is here for you, right? Okay, are there any valuable lessons you've learned in your entrepreneurship journey which you want to share with our audience? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I think coming to the world of entrepreneurship, Now, my first startup that I started, we really had a lot of errors that we made.
Okay.
So to start with, I think we had no knowledge about startups. So the first idea that I came up with actually was more of like just we were playing, right? A lot of tech guys came up together. I think it was a team of 8 people,
Oh.
right? 8, and we just came together. We're like, guys, no market research. There's this idea. Let's build this idea. No, be the next big company in Zambia, right? So it was very difficult. First of all, like managing a lot of people in one place, making decisions, and also right after building something, you find that people are not even interested in what you want. So I think it was really a bad experience to an extent where I thought of like, no, this is not my thing.
So you had a groundbreaking idea, and you know that would be the next big thing in the whole of Africa. And so you're surprised.
That's interesting.
people were not interested in it.
No,
And what lesson did you learn from that?
Okay, I think the most important lesson I got from there was being able to build something based on market research, right? Being able to build something that people want, customers want. So you have to first understand what people need, build something for them. Unlike you just building something that you think might be the next thing that people want. People have got their own problems, so they don't mind.
Okay, that is just it about entrepreneurship, especially tech entrepreneurship. So it's not about how good your idea is, it's about what people want. So it's very important to do your research first. Make sure it's not your problem, your personal problem you're solving. You're solving problems for real people, for customers.
I think as an entrepreneur, as far as Zambians, let me start with Zambians.
Okay.
So I've actually realized to say most Zambian entrepreneurs or people that claim to be entrepreneurs, they just entrepreneurs by word of mouth, right? So I think I was also in that trap for a while, where you want to publicize yourself. You're like, no, here I'm an entrepreneur. I've got this idea. You always sell your idea, and I've seen other people that have actually raised some funds with ideas, right? But when it comes to building, they're not building, right? So for 3, 4, 5 years, someone has got an idea and they're trending. But look at what they've done. There's nothing, right? So I think this is something that I would actually want a lot of Zambians to work on. Right? So when you have an idea, build it quickly, build an MVP, take it out there. I think that's why we make money. We make more money by selling and not by raising funds from people, right? That's one thing. Then secondly, I think it's very important for us to learn design thinking as entrepreneurs. And this is also a mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs don't understand. Of course, we do come up with ideas, but an idea is worth a while if only other people love the idea, right? So find out what people want, what people need, and build something that people need. And that way, I think we'll be more successful entrepreneurs.
What people need or what people want?
What people want. Or need, yeah.
Build something people want, of course, and need. Yes. And then my last question for you, Justin, if you had to maybe do something, or maybe redo something again or undo in your entrepreneurial journey, what will you do differently?
I think going back again, I would really want to sell something quickly. When you build a product, I think we have this assumption where you want to give it to people to test for a while and you're not charging. At the end of the day, when you want to start charging, people don't want the product, right? So I think for now, as an entrepreneur, if I build something, even when it comes to testing, charge at least even at a lower amount. You know, to say people really appreciate this and it's something that they're willing to pay for. That way I think we'll build successful businesses. That's my
that is very insightful. You shared so much with us within this short time. First of all, about starting a business in Zambia. You know, there's the fact that Zambia is still very fresh. Maybe you're somewhere there's so much competition. Why not consider starting your business in Zambia? It could just be that place where you need for your business to spark, right? And he spoke about his experiences. He spoke about what it takes to start, like maybe to become a successful entrepreneur. First of all, make sure you're solving a real problem. So it's important to do your market research. Don't just stay with your idea. Don't just talk about your big idea. Make sure you research to find out if people are really experiencing the problem you call a problem, right? And if you come to build, make sure you build, experiment fast, build fast, test it and see if it works. If it doesn't, pivot fast as well, right? So don't just stay with your idea. Try it very fast, iterate fast. And you spoke about design thinking. It is very important. So thank you so much, Justin. It has been a very, very insightful moment with you. I appreciate your time. I'm very sure our viewers have learned a lot from this session today. So I'll leave all your details in the description section. Your LinkedIn, I'm sure LinkedIn mostly, right? And maybe your website. You have a website, I think. Yeah, I'll leave the links in the description section. You can connect with Justin. You can ask him more questions. If you have anything, comment in the comment section below, and make sure you give this video a like. See you next time. Bye-bye.